bits and pieces of anything is dangerous. Now, what you're saying is true in a way, because 99% of your life is just thought and emotion. Thought and emotion is just a projection of life, not life, isn't it? When 99% of the time you're only thinking about life, emotion is also a kind of thought, a juicier thought, isn't it? Thought is dry, emotion is juicy, but still a thought, isn't it? The way you think is the way you feel, isn't it so? Yes? Isn't it so? Now if you think, oh, this is a wonderful person, you will have sweet emotions towards that person. Oh, this is a horrible person, you will have nasty emotions towards that person. You can't think this is a wonderful person and have nasty emotions. You can't think this is a horrible person and have sweet emotions, isn't it so? Because the way you think is the way you feel. Thought and emotion are not different. They're the same thing, they're just thought. One is dry, another is juicy. Because it's juicy, it has a drag time, so you think they're different. So you can be thinking like this, today you can be thinking this is a very wonderful person, tomorrow morning he does something that you don't like, suddenly you can think he's a horrible guy. Your thought immediately takes a right angle turn. But emotion cannot turn so quick, it takes a long turn. It takes a few days or a month, but after some time it'll come and join the thought, isn't it so? Yes? It has a drag time. Emotion will not turn immediately, so you think they're different, they're not different. They are same, it is just thought, one is dry, another is juicy. So your whole life is just thought and emotion. So it is very much like a dream, it is. So, now that you were onto Zen, you must know about Chuang Tzu, who went about doing this. Chuang Tzu was a great Zen master. In his monastery, he had many monks and he's a recognized master. One day, morning, suddenly he's in great state of misery. So when they saw the master in misery, everybody got terrified. If the master is in misery, something really bad must have happened because always he's joyful and nice. So senior-most monks slowly approached him and asked, "Master, what is happening?" Said, "Don't you disturb me, I'm in a deep distress, get away." They said, "If you are in distress, that should be death for us. Please tell us what is causing distress to you." Then Chuang Tzu said, "Oh, yesterday night in my dream I was a butterfly." And the monk said, "What is wrong with being a butterfly? We've been many things, sometimes we've been pigs, we've been birds, we've been many things. That is no problem, butterfly is quite good. What's wrong with the butterfly?" Said, "You idiots, you don't understand, when I was a butterfly, I actually flew. I went and sat on the flower, I could feel the flower, I could smell the flower, I could taste the flower, it was all real. Now I don't know whether I am Chuang Tzu dreaming to be a butterfly or am I a butterfly dreaming to be a Chuang Tzu, which is true, because both look equally vivid and real. When you live just on the thought process, this is how it is." He is using it as a method to shock his monks out of their stupor of spirituality, because people are reading sutras and this and that, they think what they read and what they think is spirituality. So he's trying to knock their psychological structure out so that they become existential. If you're experiencing life, not thought, not emotion, life, if you're experiencing life as such a question will not come. But when most of your life is just thought and emotion, it is very true, it is very much a dream, it's just another projection.
See, about dreams becoming reality, one part of it is, there are various aspects to it, we'll just handle two aspects which are relevant to you right now. One part of it is in the subconscious mind, I think we looked at this some time ago, because there is the time and space thing becomes fluid. What is then is now, so there is a perception of it. It's not because you dreamed it became a reality. Because it already is a reality, it's happened. There was a very interesting situation that happened in a certain physical research laboratory in England. This laboratory is known as the De Labor Laboratory, which is among the premier physical research institutes in the world. They developed a certain photofilm. Photofilms come with different levels of sensitivity, like 100 ASA, 200 ASA, whatever. They developed a highly sensitive photofilm. So they wanted to just try it out, loaded it on a camera, took it out into the garden, and there was a rosebud. So they just went and took a picture of the rosebud. They wanted some subject. So when they developed and printed it, they found an image of a full-blown flower. They just couldn't believe this. They thought they could have made a mistake and took the picture again and again, and they found every time a full-blown flower, not a bud. Because when the bud is there, the flower is already there in a very subtle way. So in many ways, it's always true with life. But getting it on a photofilm was an incredible thing. We are always aware that's how it is, but getting it on a photofilm is another thing. That is one aspect. Because of time and space mix-up, you're seeing certain things. Another aspect is because once you see it once or twice, then somewhere inside you are becoming like an oracle, that's human mind, that you would like to predict the future of the very world itself. And there is a part of you, there is always a part of this in every human being, which tries to look for things. It may be unconscious, but there is something in you which is looking to see, isn't it there in everybody? Trying to have visions and wanting to know what's going to happen tomorrow, this kind of thing. So once the mind starts projecting, and it projects best when you're half asleep, half awake kind of state. When it starts projecting, now you imagine something, but you make it a reality tomorrow. That is also possible. I would say at this stage in your life, don't attach any importance, even if a few of them come true, okay? Not all of them are coming true, just a few are coming true. Even if they come true, don't attach any significance to your dreams, because it's like a Pandora's box. If you open it, you can't handle it. So much will come out of it, you won't be able to handle it. It's better it's shut. Just with your logical mind and a little bit of, looking at life, you can handle your life quite well. You don't need visions to handle your simple process of life,
The question of whether dreams and life are just an illusion is a complex philosophical and existential question that has been debated for centuries. There are general few key perspectives to consider. Some philosophical and spiritual traditions, such as certain schools of Hinduism and Buddhism, possessed that the material world and our everyday experience of reality are ultimately illusory or Maya, a veil of ignorance that obscured the true nature of existence. From this perspective, both our waking life and our dreams are considered to be equally illusory, as they are both product of the mind and our limited perception of the world. Even from a more Western scientific perspective, it can be argued that our experience of reality is inherently subjective and shaped by the limitations or biases of our senses and cognitive processes. In this view, our perception of the world, including our dreams, is not a direct reflection of an objective external reality, but rather a construction of our own mind. Some philosophers and scientists have proposed that there may be a deeper continuity between our waking and dreaming states, suggesting that they are not as fundamentally distinct as we may assume. This perspective sees dream as a different mode of consciousness that is continuous with our awakening experience rather than completely separate or illusory dream. Now, when it comes to the questions of what happens when a dream comes true, it can be a profound and transformative experience. And here are also some key points to consider. When a dream or vision that have experienced in our inner subjective world manifests in the external or real world, it can be a powerful validation of the reality and significance of our inner experiences. This can challenge the notion that dreams and imaginations are purely illusory or disconnected from the real world. Realization of a dream can be seen as a breach between the inner and the outer realms, demonstrating the potential for our subjective experiences to shape and influence the objective world. This can lead to a deeper appreciation of the interconnectedness of our inner and outer life and the power of the mind to create and manifest reality. The fulfillment of a dream can be a profoundly transformative experience as it can provide a sense of purpose, validation, and meaning to one's life. This can also inspire a deeper exploration of the nature of consciousness, reality, and the relationship between the subjective and the objective. Ultimately, the question of whether dreams and life are just an illusion is a complex and ongoing philosophical and scientific inquiry. The experience of a dream coming true can be a powerful and transformative event that challenges our assumptions about the nature of reality and the relationship between our inner and outer worlds. So let's take a moment to breathe and feel centered. The mind can sometimes blur the lines between what is and what was, making everything feels like it is happening all at once. It is important to remind yourself that we are here in this moment with the power to choose how we respond to life. The subconscious mind can often create a sense of timelessness where the past and present can feel intertwined. But right now, you have the ability to slow down, to just be present and allow yourself to feel grounded in this very moment. If your mind feels like it racing or stuck on something from the past, remember that you are always capable of stepping back, taking a deep breath, and reconnecting with where you are right now. It's okay to take things one step at a time and trust that everything unfolds as it should. Thank you very much for being here, allowing yourself in this space to reflect and unwind. This is not a summary of Sadhguru's word, it is simply my interpretation of the deep wisdom he imparted. Please keep this separated and do not misunderstand. Thank you for joining today, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, please take care. Namaskaram.